day, Rust enjoyers. Hope you're doing alright, because it's time to talk about the rarest skin in all of Rust. Yep, we're just going to jump straight into it. Say hello to the limited edition training SKS. If you have not been keeping track of what's happened as of recent, don't worry. This video will explain all, and of course we'll be showcasing this in-game as well. It is expected that only 2 to 3 of these exist, but it's more likely only 2 of these exist. How much is that worth then? Well, I have no idea. But what I can do is I can sit here, explain everything that happened, and well, you can comment below and tell me what you think it's worth. The best answer I can give to you, it's as much as what you want to offer, basically. So someone might turn up and say, I will give you 10 grand. And, well, there you go. It's worth 10 grand then. And if the person who owns it decides to say no, well, here we go. So, yeah, it looks like we actually have a skin now that's quite high priced, like what we see of some of those rare CS2 skins, for example. It's pretty interesting. So, as you can see here, I've got some nice pictures, but don't worry, we will be showcasing this a little bit later. And if you want to get a good look at it right now, just look at the description, scroll down, chapters are there, and you get the idea. So, first of all, let's just take you back to the past and explain what exactly happened. So, back, what was it? Back for January 22, we got a pretty interesting Rust store, and 2 problems happened. Number 1, the SKS wasn't yet skinnable. It was going to become a brand new skinnable for February 2026, but what Facepunch accidentally did was they accidentally accepted the training SKS 2 weeks too early. The February 4 swipe was February 5, 2026, sorry. Ugh. But basically the idea was we were going to have the naval update, we're going to have naval update skins, but we would see the first ever SKS skin to be accepted during that week. But they made the mistake, and they also accidentally released the Black Ops metal face mask at 25 cents each as well. Now, basically, it was made abundantly clear very quickly. A lot of people are saying it in the official Rust Skin Making Discord, which is linked in the description. They told TGG, hang on a minute, that SKS shouldn't be there, right? Like, you can see my live reaction. Let's just go over to here. So this is Rust Rotation, January 22, 2026. At the very beginning, I'm like, that shouldn't be there, because I understand the rules. New skinnables have to appear with the 4 swipe update. But we're like, what, 3 weeks into January? It came out too early. So, yeah, I was a bit flabbergasted. I was like, huh? Are people even going to be able to buy that? And going back over to here, I assure you now, a lot of people were actually focusing this because that was actually a lot more achievable. That was going on for about 20 minutes. A few people bought several thousand of them. Don't worry, it turned out quite profitable. Anyway, 2 notable mistakes happened. That was a lot more approachable. That was a lot more achievable. But did anybody actually manage to buy the training SKS? Now, I remember on stream, I was sitting here, I was waiting. A lot of us were refreshing to see if we could actually manage to buy it on, on browser. People were in game as well. And, well, evidently, a few people actually managed to buy it. Let's go over to here. I looked at the workshop page because, well, when a skin is accepted, it's you can't really find it on the workshop as easily. Let me just go show you right now. So switching over to here. Ta-da! I am in the accepted section. You might remember all of these skins that have been accepted somewhat recently. And as you'll see, oh, it's been it's got a bit of a name change now, hasn't it? But originally it was just the average normal training SKS. Basically, if you've seen the brand new training SKS 2.0, it just essentially looked like that. Facepunch realised their mistake. They quickly switched it out with the training handmade LMG, and they said, don't worry, that'll be released for February 4 swipe. So February 5, 2026. Cool, understood. But when you actually look at the page itself, back then we noticed it, and right now we notice it, 2 subscribers. Although, and this is still a bit of a mystery to me, as you look over to here, it says 3 subscribers right here. So I'll link this tweet in the description. This is when we started thinking, no, really? Did some people actually buy this? I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried that one person probably got refunded forcibly, or they probably didn't like it and refunded. Oh, you fool. Maybe that was just a mistake. We don't know. But as of now, we are only aware of 2 that actually exist because they've been sold. And that's what we'll talk about next. Now, if I could just quickly interject, in regards to the training SKS going from 3 subscribers to 2 subscribers, there is possibly a reason for it. The person who also bought the training SKS probably wanted to hide themselves. So as you can see right here, this is the Valentine's 2026 Rust store, including the training SKS 2.9. And basically, I bought all the skins in this Rust store because I was doing a very special giveaway for my server. So if I could just quickly hover over to here on this very nicely named jackhammer. One thing you might not be fully well aware of, when you buy a skin straight from the Rust store, you automatically become a subscriber. So as you can see here, 10,763, unsubscribe, refresh, 10,762. You can remove yourself from being a subscriber on the skin. Well then, perhaps there could actually be 3 of them in circulation. Who knows, but yeah, that could be a possibility. If I could just further interject, there's actually a theory in regards to Face Punch accepting skins. So of course, when you're in Rust Workshop, and when you see Face Punch accept the skins, there's the whole section there. We are under the impression that basically, of all the accepted skins, Face Punch also automatically becomes a subscriber. But then afterwards, after a while, they then remove themselves. And usually, with a normal Rust store, with normal skins, without an issue, a few thousand sales will likely happen after a few hours, and then probably by then, Face Punch then removes themselves as subscribers, and you don't even notice. So perhaps, with the 3 going down to the 2, that might have been Face Punch. And a great example of this was the Bloodgate garage door, or rather, the original version. Quite a lot of you probably don't fully remember this because it happened in late 2023. But that garage door to the left, it was going to be accepted. Face Punch accidentally accepted skins a little bit too early, and we knew that was coming. But people started to have a bit of a backlash. They're like, no, that's far too much transparency. That's far too ridiculous. And, well, Face Punch were like, okay, fair enough. They didn't actually add it to the Rust store, but it was accepted. So it was in the accepted section, but it didn't go through. But it did have 1 subscriber. So what potentially could have happened there? Face Punch. Whilst it was accepted, it wasn't actually added to the Rust store, so does that make sense? Now, in the particular instance of the training SKS, it was accepted, and it was very briefly in the Rust store, but they managed to somehow remove it reasonably fast enough, but still, 2 of them have squeezed through, so. And also, if you're interested about that, consider watching that video. Right then, so, can we return back to what we're talking about? But as you notice here, Mr. McNav on Twitter, he was actually bragging about how he actually bought one. So, huh? How did you get that? Apparently, he just kept trying and he managed to get it. So the best answer I can give to you, right? This training SKS, it was available in the Rust store for seconds. For seconds. I don't know how many seconds, but it wasn't there available for minutes. It wasn't available for a full minute. It was available for seconds. And somehow, some way, 2 or 3 people managed to actually go ahead and actually buy it. So, yeah, rare. Okay, cool, understood. So let's just progress. So when we did the abnormals the next week, if you aren't fully well aware, every week, certain skins in Rust stores, they become marketable before the Rust even rotates. That's a whole yapping session. Let's just focus this. So I would know what the Steam Market page would be. And we were like, is it real? And McNav is just sitting there and saying, yes. So, was it real? It's real! The SKS is real! So, yeah, that happened. So, we actually saw a listing appear very quickly. Someone bought it for $300. And he's in my server. It's K13. So, he was very happy. And initially, we were like, you do realise that's going to be appearing in the February 4 Stripe Rust store. That was the original plan. The training SKS was going to appear in the February 4 Stripe Rust store. Like, it was just going to appear just as normal. No issues, no problems. That's what we were expecting. But K13, he thought he could flip it. He would only have about 20 hours the next week because after a week, he'd be able to sell it again. You know, when you buy a Rust skin, either on the Steam Market, or, you know, from the Rust store, you have a 7-day cooldown, you won't be able to do anything with it. So he thought he could flip it. He thought it could go higher than $300. All right, well, fair enough. But you can look at some of the reactions. A lot of people thought he was being foolish. And then you can see one person there was even offering maximum funds. So initially, we were thinking it was just going to get brought back. We were thinking, all right, maybe for like 2 weeks, this will be the rare skin But then when it's introduced again, yeah, that's what we're thinking as of this time. Now, as we progress again, we'll see someone bought one for $1,800. What? Yep. So almost maximum funds, I do believe. And we're just sitting here thinking, what are you doing? We're expecting this for February 4th swipe, which is what we were led to believe. So, okay. 2 have sold. And then by this point, when we looked at the actual workshop page, we noticed it didn't say 3 subscribers anymore. It said 2. So something must have happened there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know the details. Shrug. But we only know of 2 that exist. And they're the ones that have sold. So this all happened within 7 days. You can't buy a skin from the Steam market and sell it instantly. You have to wait 7 days. So K13, who bought the first one, this wasn't him. So yes, this happened at a slightly later time. Well, K13, he flipped it. He flipped it. After buying it for $300, he managed to sell it for $1,700. And with all due respect, I owned it. I called him a fool, when in reality, he was a mastermind. And as you'll see right there, we're expecting the training SKS. It should be in tomorrow's Rust store. Well, it should have been. Now, this is something I'm going to pass on from what K13 told me. I don't want to really, say anything. But if you're wondering why on earth did, again, we were assuming. We were assuming that the regular training SKS was going to appear for February 5, 2026. But you're sitting there right now and you probably realise, wait, hang on a minute. But that didn't happen. The first SKS skin to be accepted properly was the Heatseeker SKS. Yes. So, yeah, I got a message recently from K13. I didn't really want to get involved, but this is it. He actually asked, were we going to see something like the E-Class No Mercy Revolver? And if you don't fully know that, I actually have a playlist right now that you can go see for yourselves. Maybe we'll go ahead and showcase that. So let's just go to the main Hedge area. That's all my shorts. Let's just go to the home area. Come on, there you go. If you go to my playlists, you'll see back in 2023, Face Punch accidentally accepted the same skin twice, sort of. They accepted the version 2, and then 4 months later, they accepted the version 1. So that was a bit of an accident. And you can see that right there, top right, No Mercy Revolver E-Class videos. There's a short video which will quickly explain everything, and then there's another video going in a lot more depth with it. So, all right, cool. If you were to go ahead and look at these on the Steam market right now, you'll see that they are quite valuable. Oh, yes, indeed. So, as you'll see, there are 2 revolvers, and as you'll see, one of them sells for $500. Yes, recently it has sold for $500. Oh, my. There's about 200 of those that exist. Yep. So, it was a bit of a slow process, but people are aware that is one of the rarest skins in the game. But obviously, the training SKS, it's in its own world. So this is what K13 was hoping to see happen. But basically, he was told, no, that isn't what was looking to be happening. Now, I will also step in and say, TGG isn't one of the devs. What most likely happened was the Face Punch devs themselves. They most likely had a change of plans on the day when we had the February 4th swipe. Again, they were really busy trying to get the naval update out and make sure it was all good and whatnot. So I'm just going to offer some words like that. But yeah, if you're wondering why did K13 sell again, at the time we're expecting the actual SKS to return, the training SKS. So, okay, understood. Now, if I could just go grab another tweet. Boom. So, basically everything I just pointed out to you, there was a change of plans. The training SKS will be back next week as a separate item. We need to make sure people don't get taken advantage of with it being marketable. We'll then try to add a little special change to the original, that one, the one that sold, to make it unique. So, yeah, K13, at the end of the day, you made over $1,000 for absolutely free. Enjoy that brand new Steam machine, that brand new Steam Deck, but yeah. Oh, oh, I can understand he's upset. But that's how it went down. And yeah, the analogy in regards to the E-Class Revolver, I had to kind of explain to people back then. So, okay. So, yeah, F, that's what happened. Oh dear. So that's unfortunate for him. He could have earned quite a lot more. And if I were him, I'd just tell him, look, you made profit. Just move on. Don't look at this ever again. Like, if anything, quite a lot of people, some of the responses I've seen from like random people looking at this whole situation, they're like, oh wow, those first two people were incredibly lucky to have bought this. True, but if they didn't sell immediately, they probably would have made a lot more as well. So, you know. Okay. But again, we were expecting the perfectly fine, normal looking training SKS to appear in the February Force Swipe Rust store. But plans changed, and of course we could just switch back over to here, look at the Rust store for February Force Swipe. You'll see with your own eyes, we saw the Heatseeker SKS instead. So we were expecting training SKS, but evidently that didn't happen. And of course, right now, it is, well, technically for me, it's the 14th of February, but yeah. With the most recent Rust store being Valentine's, we have seen the Wings of Death SKS, and we've also seen Training SKS 2.0. What? Yeah, they made a new page for it. The design that you see here was what we originally saw here. But as you can see, this was changed. New pictures, new design, but this is still the original design. So as you'll see over to here, there you go. That was what was originally submitted way back, and this was actually submitted recently. There's actually a backup version as well. I don't know the details there. They made an extra one just in case. I'm not sure what that's for, but just want to point out, this was the original submission. This is what we saw being accepted, which you can see back over to here, which of course was then replaced with the Handmade NMG. And then they changed that and they introduced a brand new 2.0. So yeah, just to repeat, with what you see right here, this is not rare. That's already got over 11,000 subscribers. And well, that was what was originally supposed to be coming out. But then this whole weird situation happened. You get the idea. So, did you enjoy the story time? A bit silly, a bit odd, a bit crazy, but don't you think we should compare that with the limited edition as well? Just to point out, there's no pay-to-win features in either of them. No like transparent aim sight or anything. Yeah. So, just want to make it clear. Training SKS 2.0, right now it's available in the Rust store. Selling for the standard $2 price, but that is not the rare one. If you didn't buy the first one that came out during that very, 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 very short period of time, you've already missed out. And we do know one person who's managed to buy it. And, well, he's already very, 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 very rich, it seems. So anyway, let's just quickly wrap this up in terms of like all the tweets. So on the day we found out about the changes, aka with the recent Rust rotation, I pointed out to everybody, hang on a minute, there's like new pages. I accidentally showed off the backup page. But yeah, this is where we're at now. Some people were expecting that the Steam Market page for the Training SKS would change as well, which would mean new buy orders. Let me tell you this, I don't think anyone who owns this now will be selling it on the Steam Market. I would highly doubt it. No, I don't think Face Punch will ever re-release the limited edition SKS. Well, they've done some funny things recently in the build-up to this, but no, I do not expect that to happen. But if you're curious thinking, oh, I could get one of the fastest builders down, no. Training SKS, limited edition Training SKS. This is going to get slowly changed, and eventually the details here will be here as well. It will say limited edition Training SKS in the little thing there. So, yep, there's a buy order of $2,000, buddy. I don't think they'll be accepting that. I think it's worth more than that. I don't know what it's actually worth. So I ask you now, the viewer, what do you think it's worth? Only 2 of these exist. And you know what? Considering that with the brand new naval update, you know, with the deep sea, with all the ghost ships, you get 2 elite crates per ship, right? It shouldn't be too hard to get an actual SKS in game now. Bit debatable, but you get the idea. The weapon itself, yeah, it's achievable, right? Says the guy who's terrible at the game. With all due respect, I know I'm bad. But let's now go ahead and point out Mr. Dog. Well then, yeah, he's rich. In fact, I also just went and commented below. Oh, you lucky. Oh. But this man, oh my goodness, he's got a metal tree door. He's got himself an undead door. He's got himself the Neon Dragon garage door. He's got a punishment mask. So this man means business. He is business. This is a rich man. Yeah, there you go. Well, there's one of them. I don't think he'll be selling. So now it's a quest to find out, where did the other one go? If you own the other SKS, would you like to stand up and comment below? Yeah, because I think some people might be lining up trying to buy this from you. I can see this guy's a collector. He's already won. I don't think he'll be selling that. So now there's a chase. There's a race to find where on earth is the other one. Because I don't know. I don't know. But it definitely wasn't one of the people that bought it originally from the Rust store. No, this is someone who bought it from the Steam market. So, what a silly story. But I hope you enjoyed it. I don't even think Counter-Strike has a skin this rare. Am I right to say that? I mean, you do have the ones with the incredibly low floats, but that's like a super specific one. If you're just going to say like default skin, I mean, anyway, you get the idea. So, yeah, we don't have floats and Rust. We just have sales, and if the sales are hardly anything, there you go, rare skin. So, boom. Say hello to the rarest skin in the game, the limited edition training SKS, owned by this incredibly rich guy. So, yeah, there you go. That's the silly little story, explaining everything that happened there. Right, no Star Karen bit. Oh, I am aware of that. Yeah. The one that's skinless, and yep. Some guy got that by tricking Steam support, or was that actually some sort of collusion? I don't know the details there, but yeah, I'm aware of that. So, yeah. How much are you offering? Come on, I need to hear some serious offers now. Come on. Who's got it? Who's got the funds? Come on, gentlemen. I need to hear these auction offers and whatnot. I have no idea how much it's worth, but it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. And if you own the other one, you're more than welcome to contact me. I can announce this to everybody if you genuinely want to sell it. I'm losing my tongue here. But yeah, that's pretty valuable. And there you go. So, how about we now hop in game, give it a good look, and we can compare the regular one with the limited edition one. Okay, so we're in game now in a nice peaceful area, but I just want to clarify something once again. I'm led to believe it's more the people in charge of Face Punch changing their minds in regards to how they've approached this limited edition SKS. Right? I know some people might be upset with what happened with K13. He did actually ask, but I do believe it would be the higher-ups, the people in charge, that probably thought one thing one day and then changed their mind on the day when February 4 swipe happened, okay? So I just want to make that clear. That's what my thoughts are. I don't necessarily want to be upset like TDG. I think he was just the messenger. So, shall we go ahead and actually get a good look at this rarest skin in all of Rust? We have the limited edition training SKS right here in front of us. You might be sitting there and saying, Hedge, did you buy it? No. I have a special server. I just need the links on the workshop and I can grab every single skin. Get a good look at the limited edition training SKS in all its glory. Yeah, I keep wobbling it. My legs just fidgeting. I'm just so excited. I can't believe I'm actually holding it in my hands. Let's also move the sun around. Let's pan that all the way around. Can you see the limited edition on the side there? There you go. That's the stamp of approval. Let's just zoom in. There you go. Limited edition. So, what do you think? Some of you might sit there and say, what, is that it? Or does it matter, it's rare? Really? Yeah. Like, one of the rare skins in the game, the Metal Tree door, it's a wooden door. It's just a standard wooden door. We're led to believe about 40 of them exist. And I think one last year sold for over $12,000. So, you know, there's that. And, you know, only 2 of these exist, so, okay. So, yeah, you'd probably imagine this might be quite valuable. I mean, you can debate that if you want. The comments are below. Right, anyway, let's go ahead and showcase that this is just a standard site. No transparency. If I could just go over to here. Here is a non-skinned SKS in all its glory. So get a good look at that. And then get a good look at that. There's no transparency. There's no pay to win. But it is incredibly rare. So once again, value, what do you reckon? How much is it worth? We'll see how it goes. Now if I could just give that a nice reload. Looking pretty sweet. Shines quite nicely. But there's one little problem. It's not very good at night time. Can you see me aiming down? Probably not. Let's move all the way over to here. There you go. So at night time, it doesn't really stand out that nicely. In which, if you're to compare it to the standard normal training SKS 2.0, well, as you'll see, ta-da! I've got it right here in front of me. If I could just adjust the lighting a little bit, there you go. You might notice, hang on a minute. They're basically the exact same design. Pretty much. Earlier I mentioned the No Mercy revolvers. One's just the normal one, one's the E-class. As time went on, they slowly became the same skin. What does that mean? So, as I've mentioned, the mistake with the No Mercy revolvers was that one was accepted in April 2023. That was the version 2. But they never removed the version 1 from the pool of skins for complete the sets. You know, like at some point every year, Face Punch will randomly say, all right, complete the sets time. Let's pick out some skins that have been on the workshop for a very long time. Well, they actually have a very special collection suited just for that. But they never removed the No Mercy version 1. So, yeah, initially, one had a white wrap, one had a black wrap. But as time went on, the E-Class Revolver, for some reason, they changed it to make it look exactly the same. But in name, one is still individual compared to the other. But with what we have right here, this is definitely different in comparison to what we have here. No gold in this one. You might sit there and say, is that it? Yeah. But one literally only has 2 that exist. It is the rarest skin in the game. And I guess you could say it is much rarer compared to pretty much maybe all of the super rare CS2 skins. Again, there's certain instances and certain floats and certain knives without a star. I'm fully well aware of that karambit. Like, you know. But for an actual like weapon skin, I mean, well, first of all, this is the one with 11,000. I'm talking about this one, sorry. I wasn't even sure what I was looking at for a second there. So, alright, cool, understood. Now, let's just also showcase this. This is the limited edition. This is the standard. This is what we should have seen with the original accidental acceptance and with the 2 being accepted. But obviously, Face Punch decided to make this one a little bit more different. And let's actually showcase this with a nice reload. Looking pretty sweet. And let's also showcase this at night time, because you might be surprised to find out, because this actually has white on the back instead of gold, you can actually see the aim sight sort of with the back portion there. So yeah. Alright, cool. So at the end of the day, people are only going to really chase after it because it's incredibly rare. It is the ultimate flex. So we have to try and find out who on earth is the other guy that bought this, and what price is he going to try and offer it for. If he was smart, he'd just listen out all these offers and whatnot. And if you're watching right now, other guy, you're more than welcome to message me and whatnot. We can try and help you out. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a streamer out there. If there's a streamer out there that wants to buy this. It really wouldn't surprise me. So, alright, cool. What a lovely looking design, I guess you could say. But, yeah. I don't think you'll be able to chase after this regular person. Sorry, but, you know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Right, so I think we should also go over to here. Striker pose look pretty at night time. So how reflective are you? Oh, yes, look at that gold. Oh, yes, that's looking very nice. And then, of course, let's just go over to here. And observe something super, 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 super valuable. Get a good look at that. So, yeah, I know there's quite a lot of talking, but it's quite interesting. It's pretty cool. But I think quite a lot of you probably won't be that fussed about it. That's fine. That's fine. But we've had some other silly stories in the past with other skins and ridiculous prices and whatnot. It's interesting. And then, of course, I think some people will be very curious to see how it looks when we showcase the 2.0. So let's just give that a good look. I guess it's not really a shiny. And then, of course, let's strike a pose here as well. And again, pretty much the exact same thing, just without the gold. So, thoughts and opinions, please. What do you think? Feel free to comment below. And let's keep an eye out. Oh, I thought the skin one was there. Well, let's just keep an eye out and see what happens in regards to the limited edition Training SKS. That's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I explained everything reasonably and reasonably straightforward. There's quite the story to it. But that's not the only skin that's had a bit of a silly story to it. As you can see here, Metal Tree Door. Literally a year ago, sold for $12,000. That was pretty ridiculous. But then, of course, you know, we've seen some other random silly situations happen. How on earth did the Undead Door suddenly become super rare? Well, that's a whole nother story. That was only available for like 19 minutes. Then gone. And that very likely is the rarest sheet metal door we've ever seen. And then, of course, you know, a copyright situation leads to a very rare garage door. Oh, there's another video there. So what I'll do is I'll link these videos in the description as well. You can see that for yourselves and just go see some very silly stories. Last year, randomly, after death AK-47, it's removed from the store. What happened? Oh, it's another copyright situation. Although, in this very video, I kind of point out it's not exactly the rarest AK-47. Oh, so, yeah, you're more than welcome to learn from that. And some other silly things have happened in the past as well. So, yep, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for watching me. I greatly appreciate it. And you know what? Maybe try and grab every single skin in Rust off from here now. Because at the rate of silly things we've seen some super valuable skins magically appear all of a sudden because of some strange, silly things that have happened. It honestly probably isn't too bad of an idea. So, alright, cool. That's it. That's a wrap. So, catch you later. See you, goodbye.